Welcome to the Money Boy, Money Man, NBA. Bet you never thought you'd ever be involved in an NBA show, Ollie.
Never.
Tonight we have the Miami Heat, the upstart Miami Heat, taking on the Boston Celtics, who's seeded number 3, Miami seeded 5.
Yeah.
You've started to watch basketball now that we've gone on this journey, and
Loving it. I must say, really enjoying it. Out of all the sports that I've been trying to branch out into, aside from rugby and soccer, basketball's definitely been the one that I've been enjoying the most.
what do you enjoy about it?
It's fast-paced. I think it's entertaining the way in which the guys do stuff. As sort of like layman as that might sound, this is watching a guy, score a great dunk, shoot a great three-pointer. It's entertaining stuff for me to watch. Like not that they can really be compared, but I don't find like golf, for instance, entertaining. Watching a sort of I feel like that sort of sport, you're watching it for the outcome. That's what I've always liked about rugby, is regardless of the outcome, there's constant action. Even soccer, to an extent, I feel like you're watching for the outcome sometimes. Like if they score here, they're going to score here, and this will be the result. But it's not very entertaining during the game. Basketball, there's stuff happening all the time, which I love.
I think that basketball players are the most athletic people on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got guys that are 6'8", 6'9", 6'10".
7'5".
Wow.
There's one guy who plays for I can't remember his name now. He plays for the Celtics though, I think. 7'5".
Oh yeah. I don't know what. I can't remember the guy's name. He doesn't play much.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if his knees will allow it to.
Yeah. So we've got the Celtics versus Miami tonight, and Miami won the first game, which I did predict.
And I followed that.
Attaboy. And I think a lot of people did. And the reason I think they won that game was because Boston just came out of a 7-game series. Miami had knocked off Milwaukee in 5, and Milwaukee were terrible.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly a knock them down bar brawl, whereas Toronto and Boston was a scrap. Every game was a scrap.
I found it interesting, just Toronto, Boston were 2 of the best defensive teams in the league. So we both ended up making quite a bit of money on the over-unders, just putting an under bet down every time. But the combined score was really high for this first game, Heat versus Celtics.
Well, it did have an overtime element to it.
Did have an overtime, yeah. But I mean, the bets that we've been placing have been in the overtime market. So what's offered on Betway, total included overtime. So do you think that's going to be a trend for the rest of the game, with Boston wanting to come out and shoot more? Or do you think they're going to stick to that sort of like defensive element, and the score's now going to drop a little bit between the...
Look, I mean, Jimmy Butler's been carrying the Heat on his shoulders for the playoffs. He's got a decent supporting cast, and they've got great team chemistry. But I think it's going to get a bit too much. And the Celtics pride themselves. I mean, Brad Stevens, their coach, he's probably the best coach in the NBA. They've got a young, talented team: Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Marcus Smart. They've got the better team, and I think Boston will hammer them tonight. I'm allowing the Celtics one game to sort of get over the Boston series, but they should have put Miami away in that game, and I think they're going to put them away tonight.
Where's the value for you then?
Well, the value for me is minus 2.5. I'm going to take the Celtics to win for 1,000 rand by 3 or more points, and I think they win by double digits tonight.
Funny enough, I'm putting the same bet down.
Well, when in doubt. I like Boston to win easily tonight.
Cool.
And then, of course, the upset of the playoffs was Denver beating the LA Clippers. And they play on Friday night.
Yeah, let me check that one quickly.
I think they play on the 19th. And the Serbian assassin, Jokovic, I mean, I was chatting to a friend of mine in Belgrade on Wednesday, and he was up. He said that half of Serbia was going to be up watching.
Seriously?
Yeah. So I mean, the Serbians are big on their basketball. So you've got Jokovic, and you've got Murray, and you've got LeBron James, Rajon Rondo, Anthony Davis. For me, the game with the Lakers versus the Lakers versus Denver is an easy one to call. Because you get Denver coming out of a 7-game series.
Where they've slogged it too.
They've punch drunk from the battle. And whenever a team accomplishes something that they weren't expected to accomplish, it's almost like winning. It's almost like they've reached the mountain.
That was their league.
Yeah. Whereas LA they absolutely bitch slapped the Houston Rockets. The Rockets didn't put up much resistance against them, and the Lakers are finding their straps. There's no bigger playoff player than LeBron James over the last decade.
Yeah.
So so the Clippers, the Golden State fans will say Steph Curry, but he's not as good as LeBron James.
You heard it, yeah.
The bet I like here is the Lakers minus 5.5. It returns 70%. So I'm going to put 1,000 rand down on the Lakers to win by 6 or more points. I think they blow out Denver. I think Denver's just going to have nothing in the tank, and this game's going to go one way.
Okay.
So I'm loving that bet as well. So hopefully I can continue my success in the NBA and cash in on those two. So 2 good bets in the NBA. One tonight, loving the Boston Celtics, 3 or more points, and loving the Lakers to blow out Denver. That one could be a huge blowout.
Yeah. Set the tone for the next few matches.
Yeah. So good luck with your bets, folks, and I'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Kev.